Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Marseille Aidan.
Gaynor.
Okay, before we start, if you're subscribed or not subscribed, or you think you're subscribed, just give it a check, because a lot of people are telling us YouTube's been unsubscribing them.
Yeah.
So
YouTube.
Somebody said they checked, they were subscribed, 2 days later they weren't.
So just go and check, and if you don't mind.
And
it's
also,
free.
Somebody said maybe when you're pressing the like button, you're unsubscribing by accident.
Yeah, it could be that as well. Could be anything, but just checking if you're not. Does help us grow.
Yeah.
A bit of European stuff here. Top 10 dangerous European cities to visit.
This will be interesting.
Where do you reckon might be on the list?
Is it like topical like right now? Probably like most places in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moscow.
Yeah.
I think though, if you're looking at some of theirs, I mean, I don't know.
Tirana.
Yeah.
Albania.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, could be. Yeah, there's some dodgy places, isn't there?
Yes, yeah.
Napoli.
Napoli. Yeah.
Naples.
I doubt it'll be on the top 10 list.
No,
I think Naples is only bad when there's football
When there's
going
football
on.
But
yeah.
Montenegro is like right in the middle of them, but that's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of Eastern Europeans really nice, but
Yeah.
depends on. Paris at the moment is not a great place to visit at the moment.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah. London. Yeah, stick London on there.
Yeah.
But let's see what World According to Briggs is going to put up with. Let's see.
Did you know Europe has dangerous cities just like the United States? The only difference is they speak other languages and their architecture is much better. And yes, Ireland counts too. That's not English what they're speaking there. I don't know what it is. So today we're diving into the topic of the most dangerous cities in Europe. A pretty intense subject, right? It's like stepping into a real-life action movie. Except this is the actual world we're talking about. They have so many good action movies come out of Europe these days, it's amazing. Anyway, these cities overflow with history and culture, but they've got a darker side too, with crime rates that might make you think twice before wandering around these cities at night. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. It's about getting the full picture and understanding what these cities are all about. In this video, we're only looking at the cities that are normally this way. We won't be talking about cities in Ukraine or Russia that are at war, and they're extremely dangerous because you never know when something's gonna blow up. Just stick it in normal cities. And so there's no confusion, we aren't comparing these to US dangerous cities. We have a whole next level of dangerous here in the United States compared to European countries. These are just compared to other European cities. Got it? Get it? Good. Let's take a look. Number 10, Grenoble, France. Grenoble, France is like the rebellious teenager of the French Alps. It's nestled in the mountains, and it's like a city that couldn't decide whether it wants to be a thriving metropolis or just spend the day skiing. The locals here have a unique talent for juggling croissants and ski poles while simultaneously discussing the latest advancements in physics. Because, you know, they've got that whole cutting-edge science thing going on with CERN and all. In Grenoble, they take the whole winter sports thing very seriously. Cheese too, for some reason. It's like a national pride thing. They've also got some great museums, and the scenery around the city is amazing. It's what's going on in the city is the problem. The city, although
I think like the natural beauty of Grenoble is meant to be really good, isn't it?
Yeah, but the actual buildings look a bit, you know, grey and dull and...
I know what you mean, but it does look like a nice place if you think about it.
Many visitors has issues with pickpocketing and bag snatching, especially in tourist spots and subway stations. Now, this can be said for any city in Europe or maybe in the United States, but it's a little bit more here. There's also a problem with high levels of social discrimination, drug-related crimes, property damage, and vandalism. There's a lot of graffiti going on in this city. People get mugged here. It's not unusual. Grenoble has a crime index of 59.1. Now, to give you an idea where that stands, if you're below, let's say 35, you're doing pretty good. If you're above 45, that's when you start in the suckage area. And they're 59.1. That's not great for a city that only has about 300,000 residents.
The only thing I found problematic with Grenoble, it's full of French.
If you're in France, mate, yeah.
Number 9, Shalla Belgium. Now, I'm not really good at pronouncing names I'm not associated with on a regular basis, so please forgive me in this video. Shalla Belgium is often referred to as the city of surprises. It's like this mystery box wrapped in waffle. It's a strange little city that has a knack for keeping people guessing. It's got a unique blend of industrial charm and quirky surprises. I don't know if it's quirky. People don't really hang out here too often. I watched several YouTube videos where people just claimed it was the ugliest city in Europe. I wouldn't go that far, but it's not that attractive. Sort of like Oregon, I guess, or Portland. It's the kind of place where you might stumble upon a saxophone-playing statue of a Belgian comic book character in the middle of a roundabout, or find yourself in a labyrinth of confusing street signs that seem to be on a first-name basis with chaos. The weather here is unpredictable, the people are unpredictable, and there's about 415,000 of them. Charleroi is often referred to as a derelict, poor, and polluted city because it has one of the highest crime rates and 1 in 4 residents are unemployed. Now, it wasn't always the case. This city was once very rich and powerful. It had a lot of different industries, manufacturing and different production type things. Well, that all kind of collapsed after the 1970s, and it's never fully recovered. Watch where you walk around this place. Not a lot of tourists visit here. I mean, there's really not much to see, but if you do find yourself here, don't go far from the train station. Get back on the train when it's ready to go. They have a crime index of 62.9.
I've never been. Press pause a minute.
Naples.
Oh, I said Naples.
Yeah.
I've never been Charleroi. I don't think I have anyway. There's a lot of places I went around Belgium when I was living in Holland to see customers and stuff. But so far, the places, I know there's only 2. But they're not places you'd probably go to.
No,
if you know what I mean.
They're not.
They're not sort of things you'd put on your like your wish list and so on.
I think Grenoble's definitely a destination for skiing.
It's for skiing. Yeah, it's a ski resort, isn't it? But it's.
But 1 in 4 employment, that's really high.
I guess so. But if you compare, I know he's not comparing the USA, but these dangerous cities, they say like Baltimore's a dangerous city, but we've been to Baltimore and it's quite touristy, right on the harbour sort of area, sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Naples, I thought this would be on it.
Number 8, Naples, Italy. Naples is like an eccentric aunt you never knew you had, who serves pizza for breakfast and insists on singing opera in the middle of a traffic.
This is where pizza started, isn't it? That's like that city where pizza originated from.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jam. It's a city where chaos and charm share a passionate love affair, where the streets are as narrow as the locals' patience or waiting in line. The locals themselves are a delightful blend of passionate hand talkers and espresso connoisseurs, always ready to passionately debate which pizzeria serves the truest Neapolitan pie. If you dare navigate the streets, you'll discover hidden treasures like mysterious alleyways that lead you to jaw-dropping views of Mount Vesuvius. There is a lot to do and a lot to see in Naples, but it's also kind of dangerous. They've got a population of just under 1 million residents. Naples faces issues with pickpocketing, especially on public transport, and other crimes late at night. Part of Naples' problems are quite obvious. Only a blind man will not notice upon arrival that it's got a ton of ugly graffiti, bad maintenance, and piles of waste are simply too hard to ignore. They say the mafia causes a lot of problems in Naples. I don't have any first-hand knowledge of that. Just be careful. Naples has a crime index of 62.6.
Press pause. I know a lot of these because we have playing against football sort of thing, and it's playing football against them. So I know a lot of people who go, and they sort of like say there's always trouble when they go in Naples. And it's, plus we know a few people from Naples as well. And they sort of like say the same. If you go, wait till I'm going, come with me, sort of thing, because you'd be safe.
Yeah.
You know. So, do you think any places in England will be on this list?
Liverpool.
That's what I was just going to say. As soon as you mentioned piles of shit, and Liverpool.
I don't think it will be there.
No, I don't. Just kidding. Minsk.
Number 7, Minsk, Belarus. Minsk is like your introverted cousin at a global party of cities. With its pristine streets and perfectly manicured parks, it's as if the whole city is auditioning for a role on the world's tidiest town. But don't be fooled by its neat exterior. Beneath that well-pressed suit lies a city with a wild side that comes out at night. From secret underground clubs that could give Berlin a run for their money, to dumpling joints that serve enough carbs to power an army. Minsk is a city that knows how to let its hair down when there's no one watching. So if you're ever in the mood for a little bit of clean fun and a hint of unexpected craziness, Minsk is your go-to destination. Now, they do have some problems. Now, the presence of organized crime and harassment by public agents contributes to the feeling of unsafety in Minsk. Foreign visitors need to be a little more cautious than your typical Belarusian. Is that what they're called? Belarusian? I don't know. But the government's stance and recent travel advisories from several countries kind of make things on edge if you're visiting. Belarus is notorious for being governed by the last dictator in Europe, they say. The government boasts an extremely low unemployment and maintaining a free healthcare system. That's like their go-to proof that, a dictator is the way to go. Minsk has a population of about 2 million residents with a crime index of 59.85. Number 6, Nantes, France. This charming city on the Loire River is a delightful blend of historical elegance and modern technology. The locals here take their wine and their cheese seriously. They've actually turned it into a competitive sport. The city is famous for their mechanical elephant, which is a testament to how weird they like to keep it here. I mean, if they were for sale, I'd get a mechanical pachyderm before I'd ride a car anywhere. This place is known for their food, their pastries, their bakeries, like I said, their wine, their cheese. It is a great place to visit. It's just got a few problems. Car theft, pickpocketing are a big thing here, probably why they made a mechanical elephant. Who's gonna break into that? They have some neighborhoods that are known as pretty dangerous places you should avoid if you're not from there. With all its problems though, it's still a beautiful city. There's about 315,000 residents here. This city took a big hit. Pretty much half of it was destroyed during World War II. If you're in Europe and you work in some kind of tech, you already know about this place. This is a great place for tech startups. There's a lot of them going on here. But they still got that crime. Matter of fact, their crime index score is 60.06.
I'm thinking on the list is what's the capital city of begins with a B?
Of what? You're not going to tell us?
Where was the Hostel filmed?
The capital of what?
I can't think of the name of the country where it is.
No, it begins with B. It's like Bratislava.
Bratislava, yeah. So I'm thinking Bratislava might be on the list. Only purely based on the fact of I know a few people have been, and it's a mad stag town, and so it's proper like run crime at night.
Yeah,
sort of thing. It's,
they invite you into the bars, don't they? And when you leave, they're like,
massive bills.
You're not paid your bill. It's like a grand.
It's definitely underworld.
Yeah.
Number 5, Catania, Italy. Catania, where the locals have a passion for two things: fiery Mount Etna and their seemingly endless supply of espresso. With streets that twist and turn so much, you'd think they were designed by a heavy drinker with ADHD. But the good news is, as you navigate these maze of streets, you'll find charming alleyways that lead to unexpected gelato shops and pizzerias. I was reading one article that some of the most insane driving goes on in this town. One guy described it as a high-speed game of bumper cars. There's a ton of graffiti here and some really nasty looking alleyways and streets. That's the downside. They got about 586,000 people that live here, and it's the second largest city in Sicily. The issues here though are corruption, organized crime, and natural disasters like volcanic activity add to the city's challenges. They get a lot of, people driving by in mopeds and snatching your purse or taking things and then driving off really quick. Catania, Italy has a crime index of 60.36.
Surprised about that one.
We've been to Sicily, but not to Catania.
No.
Been to Palermo. There you go.
Number 4, Birmingham, England. Birmingham, the city where Balti is more than just curry, it's practically a religion. They even have an area there called the Balti Triangle. If you can navigate the roundabouts without getting dizzy, you've already earned an honorary citizenship in Birmingham. They say this city has more canals than Venice, but don't expect to find a bunch of gondoliers serenading you with opera tunes as you go through the canals. More like pigeons. Pigeon choir might be rehearsing. Birmingham is a pretty interesting place. They have 1.1 million residents, a little bit more, and they have high rates of gang activities, drug problems, making this a pretty risky city to hang around in. It has one of the worst robbery rates among large English cities. Wow. Here's another startling thing. Infant mortality rate is almost twice the national average. Wow. And about a third of the people here live below the poverty line, or they're considered low income. In Birmingham, the crime index is 61.53.
That doesn't really surprise me, to be fair. Birmingham,
it
is. Birmingham isn't nice at all.
But when we've been to Birmingham, I've not felt unsafe in this
Yeah, because you're probably going right to the city centre and stuff, and
going
right.
I'm talking. If you're going to the outskirts,
going to like a nice restaurant.
Yeah.
We were driving the other day, and he took us off the motorway early because it was like roadworks or an accident or something. So the sat nav diverted us. And I said to you, we drove now for about 10 miles of just shit.
Yeah, it was.
I said it's just grim for 10 miles.
Yeah.
And it was just depressing.
Yeah.
Driving through, I was like, "What is this place?" I never even heard of half the places, but I'll tell you what, it was shit.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Like in France, isn't they?
Yeah.
France is bad.
Number
isn't it?
3,
got a bad
Marseille,
problem at the moment.
France. Marseille sits on the Mediterranean. It is France's oldest city, and it's its second largest city, but not a lot of people visit. It's got amazing food. It
Very
blends the
beautiful
charm
as
of a
well.
Mediterranean paradise and a chaotic energy of a French soap opera. Marseille has about 1.6 million residents. It is a port city, and it's got a tradition of gangsters, which with that comes a lot of gang violence, and then they have pickpockets. Marseille has a crime index of 61.65.
So 61.53 instead.
Oh,
Coventry.
Jesus. That's basically just Birmingham again.
Yeah. It's East it's West Midlands, but it's a bit further over towards Leicester sort of way. Isn't
Last
it?
night we watched a
This
show.
is just outside Birmingham.
Yeah, last night we watched a show which was Air Ambulance, and it was based in the West Midlands. And they were all around this area, and it was like some guy sat on a wall who'd had a machete and half his
Yeah,
head.
chopped off. But you know, Coventry's famous for, right?
Lady Godiva.
Lady Godiva.
Number 2, Coventry, United Kingdom. Coventry is a city in the heart of England, and it's a historic city, and it's known for its resilient spirit and ability to
I only ever know
reinvent
one
itself.
person from
Coventry has a fascinating past that spans centuries. The city played a pivotal role in the Industrial Revolution, becoming a hub for manufacturing and innovation. However, it's probably more famous for enduring the devastating bombing raids of World War II. This led to the rebuilding of its iconic cathedral, a symbol of peace and reconciliation. Today, Coventry is a vibrant and multicultural city boasting a thriving art and culture scene with museums, galleries, and theaters that celebrate the history and the artistic talent of this great city. It's got 2 universities. It's got a lot going for it. It's just got a lot of crime. In 2017, Coventry was named the most dangerous city in the United Kingdom, and research showed that the crime has only increased by over 14% since 2017. Now, this is a low number for the United States, but it's a pretty high number for them. Their crime rate is 34 felonies for every 1,000 people. Their crime index score is 69.45.
The unis are shit there though anyway, aren't
It's
they?
always another shit.
Going
Another
was saying
shithole.
about like, oh, they've got 2 universities. They're like worst of the worst universities.
It's one of them.
aren't
It's
they?
one of them places. It's just in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and they're not. They can't. They're not. Although it's a city itself, they're not attached to anywhere else. It's like I don't know what. In Manchester, you've got Liverpool, you've got Leeds.
I think
places nearby.
Coventry's like closer to Birmingham than
Yeah.
Manchester is to Liverpool.
Yeah, probably, but it's one of them. It's not associated. You don't associate with it because it's like it's almost like it's so distant, but it's close by. Is what I'm saying.
I don't
But it's
really
like-
know what you're
it's just,
saying.
it's on its own. It's the middle of nowhere.
But you get sent
I
to
don't think
Coventry,
it
don't
is.
you?
It's not.
That's what you
pretty
say.
middle.
If you don't talk to someone, that's what you say. I'm sending you to Coventry.
Yeah.
You don't talk to people, but it's a weird
Yeah.
weird place, Coventry.
What do you reckon number 1's going to be then?
Milan.
I'm thinking Paris, you know.
It could be Paris.
Could be Paris. I think Lyon though.
Was that number 2 then?
Lyon.
Coventry.
Yeah.
France has definitely got its issues at the moment.
Yeah.
Could be London.
No,
London's
you
not
just
a great
said
place.
Coventry's the worst in England.
Yeah, it is. I go with that. Multicultural. I like the way you worded that. Yeah, I'm going to go with
All
Paris.
right, before we get to number 1, if you're enjoying what we do here, please leave a big
I can't
thumbs
see
up,
capital
subscribe
getting
if you haven't, and
No,
at
I
the end of
can't.
this video,
maybe
YouTube.
Lille,
Lille.
or Nice, something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely the way it's leaning is definitely France. But then you've got places like in Eastern Europe, which some of them are like Zagreb and places like that. I
Yeah.
mean, but I'm going off the football.
Yeah.
The welcome you get in football is Turkey. Are they giving to parts of Turkey? They're giving that to Europe.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you think where Bratislava was?
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
We'll suggest you some videos. That really helps out the channel if you watch one. So if you have time, please do. All right, on to number 1.
No.
Hey, yes.
And
You just said Coventry was the worst city in the UK.
Bradford
though.
is the biggest shithole in England.
I know, yeah, it is.
Number 1,
Does it
Bradford, United Kingdom.
that dangerous,
Bradford is a city of over 375,000 residents, and it's known for having the highest crime index in Europe. Bradford struggles with theft, harassment, and violent crimes. The city's police department doesn't fully agree with the characteristic, but acknowledges the importance of vigilance. Obviously, the crimes are going to be more prevalent in certain low-income areas, making some parts of the city pretty risky to venture into. Crimes do range from theft, harassment, to violent crimes. Bradford also gained the reputation for being the most polluted town in England. At one point, they had frequent outbreaks of cholera and typhoid, and only about 30% of the children born to textile workers reached the age of 15. There's no way to sugarcoat this one. You should avoid Bradford. Bradford's crime index is 70.76.
I used to go Bradford quite a lot with the textile industry when I was younger. And I'd tell you what, it was like all the tanneries and stuff like that were there. It's just a dump.
I knew Bradford was bad, but I didn't really know it was that dangerous.
It's again very it's a very Asian population there. A lot of people who've come in, immigrants from like Pakistan, India, and them sort of places. And it's taken over as like a major population there, sort of thing. Not to say that's to do with anything that's bad about it, but it's just a shithole. Yeah, it really is. It's a dump of a place. But you're not wrong there. Coventry on there as well.
Most
Birmingham.
of the murders from the Yorkshire Ripper were there.
Is that where they were?
Well,
He was from, I think he was from Bradford, wasn't he?
Pardon?
He was from that area, wasn't he? He was from Bradford, I think. Yeah, Peter Suckler.
But the first few murders were in Bradford. Then he kind of started going a bit further.
Yeah, he was up
afield.
one of them was there, just around the corner.
Yeah.
But actually right next door to our house where we live now.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
In the
In that cemetery.
Yeah. But I like this channel, mate.
Yeah.
Will Conter Briggs. He's he breaks it down well enough to sort of like understand where you want to go and where you don't want to go.
Yeah.
So I think it gives you a decent overview, let's say, of different places to
It
visit.
is surprising though, because I think like you would feel a lot more unsafe in the depths of like what you said, like Bratislava and Zagreb and places like that, rather than walking around Birmingham.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people. We've got one of my mates in Prague at the moment, sort of thing, sending pictures, and it looks lovely. I'm sure Bratislava's the same. It's just that when you're watching like Hostel and things, it puts it into your mind what really could happen. You know, and it's
when you go out into the outskirts as well.
Yeah, these things.
Or if you go into like Sofia and Bulgaria and stuff like that.
These dangerous places wherever you go, isn't
Yeah,
there?
of course.
You just got to keep your wits about you. But I would definitely swerve Coventry, Bradford, and Birmingham.
Yeah.
You don't need to go there for anything.
All the same area.
Although I did say on the bus the other day, if we beat Luton, in the next round I want to go Coventry away.
They've got the Rico Arena, haven't they? Which is I don't even know if to play there now. It's they had it taken off them, didn't they? But it's you don't Coventry's like, grim to get to. There's not even a connected motorway that's like you have to do M6, M1 or like it's grim. Yeah, you have to go all the way around the houses to get there. Yeah, it's in between the M6 and the M1. It's like Leicester. Yeah. It's one of them you just can't, go from here direct to.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.